Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Lauren. I'm a lover of all things books, home, and beauty. Today, we're shooting a fun video. We are going to be reading 1-star reviews from our favorite books. I have seen this done and it's so freaking funny because I try to act like I'm not offended easily, but one thing about me, you could say whatever you want about me, baby, and I don't care. I'm not gonna say I don't care. It would hurt my feelings, obviously. If you say something about my friends or my man, fictional or IRL, we can tussle. You know what I mean? We can fight, and that's just kind of how it is. But I'm so excited. I've seen other people do this, and I'm just like, I can't wait. So if you wanna hear me crash out over these 1-star reviews of my favorite books, keep on watching. The first book that we are reading 1-star reviews about is ACOMAF by Sarah J. Maas. Here she is. There's my baby right there. Reese, baby, I love you. I'm just gonna go on Goodreads, and I've scrolled and I found one that's not a novel. These people, for not liking a book so much, y'all got a lot to say. Y'all got a lot to say. And it's one thing to not like a book. I understand. But why are we writing MLA format essays? Why are we doing that, babe? See, I'm already getting mad. Okay, anyway, let's just start. Let me just scroll for you guys. Okay, so you start here, right? Yeah. Baby, that's a long review. First of all, as I did read A Court of Thorns and Roses, and you can find my original review here, please be aware that I've changed my mind, so my opinion is currently, this is why? Well, apart from this book having absolutely no plot at all except romance equals sex, let's see. And then she proceeds to go on. So in the ACOTAR, the whole story centers around Farah and Tamlin and how they fell in love even though they're supposed to be enemies or indifferent to each other at the least. The whole book is about that and about the sacrifices they make for their love, but also a character is introduced called Rhysand, who is super mysterious and a bad boy and so hot. I don't know how many times I heard SJM say Reese is super hot, 1,000 or more, and it becomes quite clear that ACOMAF will be about a love triangle or a complete ship change. So you're mad that Reese is hot? You know what Reese would say to that? He would pick invisible lint off of his sleeve. Cause you're mad that he's hot? He's hot! Babe, the second paragraph says, that being said, I did not read ACOMAF, and honestly, I don't want to. You didn't even read it! Ugh, I can't. And honestly, I don't want to because I have made sure to be spoiled about it, and as I predicted, Farah and Reese get together. Not only together, but they're mates, which is a concept SJM introduced in her other series, Throne of Glass, which I also have big problems with. Another rant here. First of all, you didn't even read ACOMAF. Okay, next. I'm not reading this. I didn't see that she didn't read it. I don't know why you would leave a 1-star review for a book when you saw spoilers and you didn't even read it. So first of all, Reese is too hot and you didn't even read the book and you wanted her to be with Tamlin? Goodbye. Okay, next review about ACOMAF. I'll show you guys how long this one is. Starts here. They've got lots of funny GIFs, which I appreciate a funny GIF. So this one's not near as long as the other one. Let's hope she read the book. I kind of am skimming and it looks like she finished it. She put 30%, 11%, whatever. Farah, you don't get to play with the man's heart and love for you. You don't get to break his heart and then tell him you love him. I don't care if he did you wrong. You have absolutely no right to up the life of a man whose life is already up enough without you playing with him. She's talking about tampon. Girl, get it. You don't even know what tampon did, do ya, huh? Anyway, you do realize that he also went through hell under the mountain, don't you? You weren't the only one. Learn empathy. She never said he didn't. Ew. Okay, anyway, next. What he did was wrong, but you got rid of those problems and got better. No matter that the way you got better was via the very common medicine in ya, aka love cures all, didn't you? You loved him, so why would you want to hurt him into a place from where there's no coming back? My brain hurt reading that. Don't give me excuses. You could have gotten out there without doing what you did. I'm just laughing. This is funny. You just wanted drama. She didn't want drama. Matter of fact, she didn't even want anything to do with the Fae world. She was trying to shoot a wolf for her family, babe. Okay? Don't say Farah wanted drama. Farah did not want drama. Selfishness and heartlessness on top of stupidity. I'm out of here. I don't want to continue reading about your sex life, which I believe is the most important concern of your life. I mean, there's a war brewing, but who cares? First, Farah needs to Reese and shake the earth. I'm shook. Hey, Have y'all not ever heard of make love, not war? When you're in war, sometimes you gotta get to it. Now, I will say, I'll give her this. I did think it was kind of crazy that we were having sex at the kids. You know what I mean? Like, I can see, but at the same time, like, it's called romantasy. You know what I mean? I'm actually laughing at this one. This is actually funny. And let's be clear, you're telling me that you wouldn't with Reese? You're telling me a shadow daddy who's obsessed with you teaches you how to read? You're telling me? Okay, girl, this is funny. Her gifts are hilarious. It's like the Joker clapping, like, stop. I wish I'd listened to all those people who told me that this series is a waste of time and brain cells. Now I've lost quite a lot of both of those things. Forgive me, for I'm sorry to not have heeded your warning. You're the wisest people I know. No offense to the ones who did like it. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. In no way do I mean to demean the fans of this series. People can have a difference in opinion, yet continue to be in harmonious relationship. Your opinion is of no less value. 95% done. At least you finished it. I hate Farrah. I'm not sure why. I have a feeling that if she were real, then I'd have strangled her a long time ago. Yeah, Farrah can be annoying, but like, the character development's crazy. And like, do you not have a soft spot for her? Come on! Dear Farrah, poking your nose where it doesn't belong and where it isn't wanted is not a sign of strength. It's a sign of stupidity. Yours truly. Maybe that's true, but would there be a plot? Riddle me that. What's with all the purring? Is Rhysand a catty poo? Because that's what I associate purring with. Maybe he is. Meow. You know what I mean? That's enough slander for Akamath. Moving on, the next book we are reading 1-star reviews about is The Awakening by Caroline Peckham and Suzanne Valenti, which is the first book in the Zodiac Academy series. Here we are. Here's how long this review is. The SpongeBob meme. Okay, I appreciate that. This book is summed up in 2 words. Torture. Essentially, this is about 2 teens getting abused and violated in every way possible. Babe, it's a bully romance. Hey, it's a bully romance. It's a bully romance. Did you not? Oh, okay. All right. Okay. This is marketed as sexy Harry Potter. I would amend that to problematic Harry Potter. Yes, I was warned going in that this was going to be a bully romance. So it's called a bully romance because there's bullying, as the kids call it these days, when you romanticized entitled brat. This is not me throwing shade at people who like to read bully romances. I get it. Read whatever you want. Not my business to judge. So basically, I was reading with my hands over my eyes the whole time, peeking through my fingers. But the hype was too alluring, and sometimes, rarely, these types of books turn out to have unraveled guilty pleasure appeal that leaves me tearing through a series in just a few days. However, Zodiac Academy is just bad in every way. Seriously. The writing is cringy and in serious need of a better ending. Zodiac Academy can be cringy. It's like nothing you've ever read. It's like reality TV for fantasy lovers. So, I mean, yeah, I have to agree, but like, you're either into it or you're not. But that's not really an insult. Like, I cringe at times, but I'm like laughing out loud. So, okay, we'll take that one. The love interests are evil trash heaps. That's just funny to me. But also, like, I can see it. I'll give her that. Yeah, at first in a bully romance, you're gonna be annoyed. But, baby, you should have kept reading because, oh, the evil trash heaps? Yeah, I was obsessed with them all by the end of, like, book 2. I'm not gonna lie, but maybe something's wrong with me. All the characters, especially the side characters, are flat empty, right down to the Latino best friend who manages to insert a Spanish word in every sentence. Okay, but here's the thing. I think that everyone should be represented because reading is for everyone. It's not just for one group of people. You can't say, oh, wow, you're adding in a Latino character and he speaks Spanish all the time. He's Latino. That's part of his culture. And first of all, this isn't even real. This isn't a fantasy novel, but they do add a lot of different people from different backgrounds. And also, not only that, but in Zodiac Academy, they have different orders. You can have a Pegasus, you can have a vampire, you can have all these other things. Literally, they make jokes all the time and they're like, don't order shame anybody. So really, you're complaining about representation? I'm just confused. To me, that doesn't really make sense. I don't know. The entire premise is so blatantly ripped off from Harry Potter, including the houses, the point systems, and the stupidly obvious character names. The werewolf teacher is named Professor Canis. The fire teacher is Professor Pyro, and the earth teacher, I you not, is Professor Rockford. Hello, my name is Rock. I like rocks. Okay, but that's the thing. It's cute. Like, it's cute. And you just said it's a ripoff of Harry Potter. This book was marketed to me as Sexy Harry Potter. So you're mad that the book is what you heard it was? Oh no, I'm devastated. So amid this setup, we have Darcy and Tori, twins, who, like I mentioned earlier, spend the entire time being bullied and abused in every possible way. Apparently, survival of the fittest is the rule in this academy. Do you know nothing about being a fae? You don't know what a bully romance is, what the kids are calling it. Baby, that's a whole... For instance, there are vampires who will prey on other students whenever they feel like it, and everybody is fine with this because apparently if you're not strong enough to defend yourself against bloodsuckers, then you deserve to be bitten. I mean, if it talks like culture and walks like culture, don't be shocked when it turns out to be culture. And the twins were never taught any magic whatsoever, and the professors at the school are good for nothing. They can't defend themselves and get bitten every few days. I don't know how they haven't healed over from blood loss. Okay, it's not actually funny to joke about. Here's the thing. When you open up the book, there literally is stuff that explains what happens in the book. You can be upset, but you can't say that it's glorifying when they have to feed because it's part of their order. Again, don't order shame, babe. I'm almost done with the series. I'm on book 8, so I'm very feral over the series. Just like sirens, they prey on people's emotions. Not all sirens are bad. Did you read that part? Like, I don't know. Vampires need blood like humans need oxygen. Okay, this person is funny though, I will say. I also don't know why they haven't resorted to bringing a gun to class. If you have to get by with survival of the fittest, a Glock is a great way to instantly become a whole lot fitter. Of course I have a Glock. I'm goofy, not stupid. Like, that's so funny. You're funny. You made a funny. Because I actually thought that at multiple points. I thought, shoot, if you're a human and you're in the Fae realm, I'd be like, what about this glizzy? What about that? Here's the very insidious thing about this series. I have no plans to continue, but I can't guarantee that I won't. The main characters are treated so horribly that some part of me demands I keep going just to see them get some justice. I want to see those vile heirs dead. Orion needs to die too. I know this story is more likely to end with the men getting head than getting dead, but a girl can hope. I'm crying. If you do see me starting book 2 at some point in the future, just look the other way, please and thank you. I kind of want to go read the rest of her reviews after this because it's just so funny because it's like, I hope you enjoyed it, but that was funny. Here's another one, not too long, I don't even have to scroll. No, this wasn't for me. This wasn't strictly a bully romance. It was more like a difficult romance that was super hard to read and just a ton of bullying. It's a slow burn, okay? Romances were super confused. 2 main characters, both with love triangles that somehow merged a little and created a love hexagon? No thanks. It's the first book. Hey, it's the first book. Hey, it's the first book. You know what I mean? Also, they're literally in college. 2 main characters were confusing. They were twins and super alike. So it was like reading the same character with the same name, thinking just different name. First of all, did you read that before you posted it? 1, 2... They're twins. They're not the same. They're Gemini twins. Evil, good. They have different color hair. They're not the same. They have different names. I know you said they have different names, but it's like, didn't actually like any of the characters. Most apparently were just shallow, mean people. No depth to their character at all. Not realistic. Okay. The actual Zodiac Academy had very little to do with the story, apart from giving you some horoscope predictions. I couldn't see the whole Zodiac inside this book. Shame. I can understand why some people might like this bully romance, but in my opinion, I have read way better bully romances that are actually romances, not just bullying. I can see why people might enjoy this, but it wasn't for me. That is all for Zodiac Academy: The Awakening. We're done with that. The next book that we are going to read reviews on, this is one of my guilty pleasure books. I don't ride or die for this book, but I enjoyed it. I had a good time. It was fun. It is Pucking Wild by Emily Rath. And this is the second book in the Jacksonville Rays series. So it's a hockey romance. It's a schmutty hockey romance. It was a fun read. Like, it was fun. And not only that, it was smutty. Like, with hockey romances, you just know what you're getting into. You know what I mean? Really liked this book. But again, this isn't like a ride or die. I just thought this would be a really funny one to read like comments from. Here's our first one. It's smaller, so like I can actually read this. DNF at 40%. Oh boy, where do I start? No disrespect to the author. I really enjoyed the first book in the series, but this just wasn't for me. The first book in the series was crazy. I enjoyed the first book too, but like, I thought this one was even better. FMC is always naked. I should have quit reading right when they met because it was ridiculous. Circumstances for her firing were equally as ridiculous. Since when is dancing at a wedding a crime? Period. They started calling each other baby on their first date. Come on, that is too much even for the sappiest of romance books. Don't get me started on the FMC crying every 2.3 seconds. Okay, she has an abusive ex. She has an abusive ex. Let her cry. I'd be crying too. And yeah, she got fired for no reason because her man is a piece of crap. Her ex-man. The author totally lost me when the MFC started referring to the MMC as a puppy. That's it. I'm out. No thanks. Moving on. But that's kind of the thing. Like, he is her puppy. Like, it's just, it's cute. It's cute. Hers wasn't super brutal. Okay, we can live with that. Next review. Not too big, we don't have to scroll. This book gave me the ick. I truly do not understand how so many of y'all liked this. Did you really not get Mrs. Robinson vibes through the whole thing? What is up with all these huge age gaps as well? My goodness. I don't know, that was kind of the like trope. The trope is age gap. I 100% think Ryan was taken advantage by Tess. I do not care that he thinks he loves her and she supposedly loves him. Ryan was so innocent when they started fooling around. He's 22 and Tess is 33. But did Tess not take that as a sign to maybe, I don't know, back off and let him be with someone closer to his age and let them learn together what they like, or for him to experiment with himself to see what he even likes? Nope. Okay, first of all, Ryan thinks he clearly likes her. Did you read the book? Second of all, these people aren't real. Isn't that so crazy? Crazy work! And him experimenting? Did y'all not read the sauna scene? Well, I should say, which sauna scene? Did y'all not read the sauna scenes? They experimented quite a lot. I'm just gonna stop right there. Nope. Instead, she just shoved up his, kept telling him that he was going to love it and to trust her. They were experimenting and they were figuring out what they liked, which is what you complained about in the paragraph before. I feel disgusting and so sad for Ryan. This book and author just aren't for me. Disclaimer, I would feel the exact same way if the roles were reversed and Tess was 22 and Ryan was 33. I would never recommend this book or any book like this for that matter. Okay, well, that's you. But me? Oh, I'm finna turn up. We're done with Pucking Wild. The next book, Age Gap. Okay, we have a problem with age gap. So you know what we're gonna read next? Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas. Read this book? You know. If you haven't, look it up. Huge age gap, huge forbidden romance, one of my personal guilty pleasures, and also, it's a book. It's not real. Isn't that crazy? To me, I enjoyed it thoroughly. First one, there's lots of small ones, so I'm just gonna kind of fire these off. There's something wrong with y'all. Oh, so you mean I'm unique? Oh, so you think I'm different? If you ignore the age gap, the book is still bad. One word, nope. For some reason, I gave this 2 stars. Well, I was too generous for no effing reason. Let me fix this. There's no way you can convince me that a 19-year-old is the right fit for a 38-year-old guy. I agree, but the book was still good. Like, no matter what you've been through, you're still in your maturing age. Again, I agree. I agree IRL. I agree in real life, babe, but I enjoyed this book. Maybe something's wrong with me. I don't know. As I said before, this book seems like it's about a string of poor decisions that you make when you're... These two absolutely weren't made for each other. I can't count the number of fits Jordan had throughout the whole story. And the worst part of it is that you can't blame her. Or maybe you can, but it is something you would expect of her. She is 19. Valid. Again, what you shouldn't expect is Pike's tantrums. Like, maybe get a grip. Okay, valid. There were times where I was like, Pike, but I still ate it up. You know what I'm saying? You're literally 38 years old. Valid. Why are you acting like a spoiled, jealous brat? It just doesn't make sense to me. I can see the attraction and the sexual tension between them, sure, but nothing beyond that. Now, I don't know. They kind of I don't know. That's just me though. I'm twisted. I don't know. Also, everything was so convenient. Her boyfriend treated her like trash and wasn't even around for most of the time. Thank God. It wouldn't have been a good book if he was. And her boyfriend was trash. She got her revenge. And then some. Wish she had written this with him being attractive and caring. But it would make Jordan a son of a bee for getting together with his father. But the drama though, it would be amazing and much less boring. No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. If her boyfriend was nice, no one would like the book because we would all feel bad for him. Not me, I like the villain, but y'all would feel bad for him. So there wouldn't have been a good book. Like, it wouldn't have been a good book. Penelope basically took the easiest route out with this plot. Not too much on my girl. Not too much on my girl. Not too much on Miss Penelope. This is a different kind of ranking than Penelope's other books, but it's still a good time. So don't disrespect my girl, okay? Have you read any of her books? She's messed up. She's messed up, and I love it. I also wish authors would stop writing lead female characters who have no friends. Just a project of a boyfriend. It's so effing weird. If she had a girlfriend to slap her in the face and tell her to break up with her boyfriend and go get her together, everything would be easier. I'm telling you, people need friends. Okay, but like, she liked being alone. Not everybody likes friends. So I kind of loved that she didn't have a lot of friends. And also she had her sister, and her sister would tell her XYZ, but her sister wasn't a good role model either. I don't know, I just liked it. This one's funny. I hated this. Maybe heteros don't deserve rights. That's just funny. Okay, you're funny. Thanks for the smut, but I hope they both get hit by a truck. Annoying. What gets me is that these people write these reviews about all these books and like they're not real. Like they're not real. See, I'm saying that even though I get obsessed with books and I'm like, why aren't they real? But if I don't like a book, I'm just like, it's not real and I could be reading something I like. But if I don't like it that much, I don't really leave that much of a review. I just am like, yeah, I didn't like it. No, but this is cracking me up. So the next book that I want to read 1-star reviews on is Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh. I literally saw this book all over TikTok and I was like, it can't be that good. I sobbed. I cried. Keeping 13, same thing. I love this book. It's technically YA and I'm like, is a YA in the room with us? So this should be interesting. Oh, a DNF. DNF. This book is my #1 enemy from now on. The first red flag should have been that it's 887 pages. Like, WTF. Who approved of this mess to be this long? The characters are so bland, I was trying really hard to find something a bit interesting, but nope, it's like the author swore to make them so uninteresting on purpose. The book could have been 300 pages if the author stopped telling everything in such unnecessary detail. It was like 30 pages of the characters just swooning over each other after meeting one time. No dialogue, no conversation. Have you not heard of Love at First Sight? You not heard of that? And then also, if you would have kept reading, you would have figured out some things. Babe. Also, don't talk bad about Johnny. Don't talk bad about Johnny Cav. Don't talk bad about Cav. Don't talk bad about Shannon. Shannon Love. Don't talk bad about them. I was on page 180 or something and nothing happened. Literally nothing other than all the characters mentioning how tiny she is and how small she is and how she looks like a child. They do say that a lot. She was such a effing pick-me, always saying how she's different and doesn't care about boys like other girls. Then guess what she does? She keeps moaning about the first guy to ever show her attention, but she isn't boy-obsessed like the other girls. Yeah, okay. First of all, Shannon has a rough life, okay? Shannon's been through it. So, yeah, she can't be boy-obsessed because she's too busy playing mom and caretaker and everything under the sun. So, watch your mouth. And she's tiny because she doesn't really get to eat everything she freaking wants. And also, the first boy to show her attention, she was bullied. The first boy to actually see her and treat her like a human, you're done. I skipped like 100 pages and ta-da, he is still saying she's a kid and he shouldn't be attracted to her. She's pissed because he said she is like most girls. Like, I wish you were like most girls. At least you would be somewhat interesting. Now we're mad that somebody cares about consent. Now we're mad that somebody cares about somebody that's not legal yet. They're both in high school. What do y'all want? What do y'all want? Anyway, screw this book, screw the video I saw recommending this book, and screw me for not DNFing it sooner. you didn't even finish it. So you can't really judge the book as a whole. Do not be afraid to DNF a book, because if you're not having fun, why are you reading? Reading's supposed to be fun. But it does crack me up because people with all these extensive views and reviews, and it's like, girl, you didn't even finish the book. Like, how are you gonna say it's not good? It's like you DNF'd it. Cringy. Rolled my eyes about 100 times. Cheesy. Bad writing. Bad, horrible. Hated the dialogues with my whole entire being. Cringe. I'm in utter disbelief that everyone is rating it 5 stars. How? And comparing this to Mariana Zapata's Slow Burns, that's sinning right there. Damsel in distress in a suffocating way. Goodbye, Johnny, she whispered, was written about 500 times. Can she stop whispering it? You promise? Also about 100 times. Not cute. Not everything should be promised. Geez. Probably because she's literally abused and lives in a house with domestic violence. Like, are you guys okay? Where's your heart, people? She's overly naive. It's bordering and stupidity. H ends every sentence with lad and Egypt. I don't know why she's saying H. I guess she's talking about Johnny, which his name starts with a J, but maybe H for him. I don't really know. H ends every sentence with lad and Egypt. All he did was deny his feelings, talk about rugby, fantasize about Shannon, act like the knight in shining armor all the time. It's tiring. Also, his groin injury was getting on my nerves. I can't. They were both annoying. Okay, he's Irish. You know what I mean? Like, he's from Dublin. So how are you going to be mad that he's Irish? It's an Irish rugby book. I love me a damsel in distress. Do you? I think you need to understand what you like about a damsel in distress, because Shannon for sure was a damsel in distress. She literally was being beat by her dad. A hero that saves the day. But this was neither this nor that. Just a waste of time. This book was horrible, awful, abysmal. I seriously deserve a medal or a reward for finishing it. Ew. Ew, 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 ew. Okay, the last book we are going to read a 1-star review on is Fourth Wing. Yes, Zaddy, we're reading about you. Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. Here we go. First review. She's long, but she's not like the novels I've been seeing. I'm sorry, but it's a no from me. It's always a case of you questioning yourself when a hype book doesn't work for you. But I have reasons and regrets, and I want a refund of my time and my money. I can't decide whether to rate this 2 or 1. It's a 1-star rating. I'm about to drop some truth bombs, so if this is the type of get into why you didn't like it. Violet's character could have been made more interesting to me if we had seen her time as a scribe before she was forced to become a writer. See her actually train and get stronger. We did see that. Whatever. See how she generally fought through her chronic pain. Are you being so serious? Ashton Kutcher, where are you at? Girl, what do you mean? She had to have her stuff dislocated and relocated every 5 seconds. What do you mean? She had to outsmart her opponents to get through Basgiath. See her deal with the grief of her brother. She freaking did? She literally did? Or the weird dynamic she has with her mother. I can't. I just got sad thinking about it. See the friendships forming and the romance truly developing. Well, did we read the same book? See her bonding with these dragons. All of these things would have added nuance and depth to her characterization, to the actual story itself. Are we privy to any of that? No. These aspects are mentioned, and that's supposed to be good enough, whereas I would have liked layers. Characters shouldn't be read so one-dimensional. Okay, but what do you want the book to be? Like, how long do you want the book to be? Like, I don't really understand. This was also the first book in the series, so you get to know her more as the time goes on, but I feel like this is not, the Empyrean series is not a series where it's like a lot of hand-holding and a lot of over-explanation. And enemies to lovers, where? What do you mean? Her mom literally killed his dad. Like, what do you mean? This trope was used in the most juvenile way. You could argue that the romance itself was juvenile. The things Zaddy was doing were not juvenile, babe. They weren't juvenile. So I fail to understand why this was sold as a fantasy romance. I can't tell you why these two liked each other, let alone love. There was no development of genuine romantic feelings. There was a buildup of attraction and supposed sexual tension, but that's it. Another thing that bugged me is that we only got Violet's perspective. I mean, this occasionally works, but ideally, no fantasy book should have a singular POV. We got her thoughts. We got to see everything through her eyes. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get it. The dragons were the only interesting part about this whole book, but they didn't even get as much page time as they should have. I mean, if you're gonna have them talking, give them a POV at least. At the end of the POVs, how long you want this book to be, babe? Dang! They could have told us about their own history. You have to keep reading. You know well some of this lingo doesn't belong here. It's so embarrassing and a testament to bad writing and bad editing. Okay, what we're not gonna do is disrespect Miss Yarrow. That's what we're not gonna do, y'all. First of all, it's her world. She can write it how she wants. And if you're complaining that they wouldn't say that in a fantasy world, have you been there? How would you know? Since she created it. I can't. To top it all off, I still don't know whether this was adult, new adult, or YA fantasy. Y'all let your kids read that? Y'all let your kids read that? I couldn't tell you. Goodreads has them all listed. Clearly, everyone is confused. In conclusion, all of this to say that this brand of poorly written, poorly developed fantasy story is just not for me. This book was not for me. I had a really difficult time immersing myself into the story. The ending was somewhat interesting, but by that point, I was skim reading. And I don't care about this book enough to continue on with the series. I want to forget I ever read it. All right, next one. There's a valuable lesson to be learned here, and it's that when you see the entire Goodreads community read and 5-star the same book, you run as fast as you can in the other direction. I especially enjoyed the mediocre writing, boring love story and the this might as well happen plot, where an allegedly frail and weak character is at the same time overpowered as F and gets everything handed to her on a silver platter. 0 stars. Was the getting everything handed to her on a silver platter in the room with us? Because she didn't even want to be a writer. She wanted to be a scribe. If she got what she wanted, wouldn't she have gotten that? All jokes aside, I had such a good time filming this video. This was very fun. I am not an author. I am not a book critic. But I truly, truly enjoyed all of these books that I mentioned in this video. And yeah, I really respect authors for putting themselves out there, because if I get this defensive over a book that I literally just enjoyed reading, I cannot imagine how hard it is to read reviews like that when you put your heart, soul, blood, sweat, and tears into a book. I just think that as a whole in a community, we should respect authors for putting themselves out there and putting a level of vulnerability into a space where people just pick it apart. And honestly, at the end of the day, if you don't like a book, don't read it. But yeah, this was a really fun video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.